What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's filthiest pitches of the day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
Ninja, the wife's away this week and got the house to myself, and I'm trying to figure out, I don't know whether to have an epic eyes wide shut style masked orgy or just go with the normal routine of throwing a couple games and crack open a couple cold cruisers. What would you do if Patricia was away for the weekend here, Ninja?
She actually had been away for this past week, and I absolutely did. A good old Stanley Kubrick orgy is what I did. But
Nice,
unfortunately, it's just me and the dogs.
You know, that is unfortunate, but as long as everybody had a good time. So, Ninja, we got Paul Skenes with the call up for this Saturday. What are you expecting here, man?
Dude, I am so much looking forward to it. Number one, Jared Jones by himself is pure electricity for the Pirates, and you add Paul Skenes to that, it's the Allegheny Electric Company coming to fruition. I am so excited. Paul Skenes, if you guys don't know about Paul Skenes, you probably do. But if you don't, he's had over 50% of the 100-mile-an-hour fastballs in the minor leagues this season. He can keep his velo deep into games. I've seen him throw 101 on his 124th pitch in college. Like, insane velo without sacrificing command. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. He's told me he basically can throw the ball where he wants to. And the unique thing about Skenes is he has very limited track record pitching, which means very low miles on his arm. He's been a full-time pitcher only since last year. He was a catcher and could rake. He had a 455-foot home run while at Air Force. Like, dude can freaking rake. Got a nasty slider. He's added a splinker, which has been up to 97 miles an hour. But the biggest thing about Paul Skenes is his mental game and his mindset. The dude has the perfect makeup for a pitcher. Like, he is intense. He's a bully on the mound and just doesn't think hitters belong on the same field as he does. Also, having been a catcher, he knows what he's doing. He called pitches his whole life. So he knows how to attack hitters, how to read swings, very advanced pitching technique up on the bump. Like, his mindset is perfect. And look at all the greatest prospects in the history of baseball, at least in recent times. You had Garrett Cole, and I think he's significantly better than Garrett Cole at this same time frame in his career. Bigger, stronger, throws harder, and knows what he's doing a little bit more. Same bully attitude, though. And then you compare him to probably the best prospect in the last 20 years, Steven Strasburg. He's better than that. If you look at his minor league numbers, he had a below 1 ERA in AAA this year. He had 45 strikeouts in 27 and a third innings. Strasburg in AAA the year he got called up had 38 Ks in 33 innings. The other thing is Skenes is a workout fiend, former military guy. So his dream was to be in the Air Force and takes care of his body. Strasburg, when he was coming up, people had thought he was originally a little pudgy, lost weight, got in shape. But Skenes is always that guy. Very intense. This is going to be exciting. Off the charts. It's off the charts for me. Y'all just better sit back and watch this because this is the greatest prospect you will ever see make his debut until Roki Sasaki comes over to U.S., which will break every record known to man. Enough talk about Paul Skenes. Here's our whip around the league. We're going to start with Hunter Greene, who had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had 5 walks. His fastball velo seemed a little bit down. I had some guys contact me, some Reds fans, going, should we be concerned? No, you shouldn't be concerned about Hunter Greene's velo dip. He does this. Like, he'll throw a game where he doesn't dip below 100 and then sit 97. It's just what he does. The biggest thing for me for Hunter Greene this game is he had a strikeout on his splitter. He has added a splitter and now is K-ing guys with it. It's a pretty nasty splitter. I talked about Hunter Greene adding a splitter last year, trying to encourage him to do that. And we had this discussion with Dontrell Willis and Manny Ramirez. The question is, and I open the floor to y'all, what do you think that this is a long-term thing that he can go fastball slider without really developing a changeup or a splitter or something else to keep him off? Because he has been, he's inconsistent. When he's on, he looks unhittable. He's great.
When I used to face Beck from the Marlins, that day that Beck didn't have that breaking pitch, it was like, okay, this guy, his breaking pitch is not working. We're just going to look fastball with him, and we're only going to do BP. We're taking BP off of him. So he needs to develop another pitch.
That was kind of my instinct, because you'll see him being very uneven. Like, there are times like today where he looks unhittable, and then there are other times where he's just not landing one of his pitches and everybody's just keying off it and he gets hit really hard. Since splitters have been kind of big, I was wondering, maybe he's not a great pronator, and maybe a splitter might be a good call for him. I just don't know.
I love split fingers as far as the pitch mix and the depth change and allowing the arm to just be as quick as it wants to be, and the hitter swinging over the top of the arm movement. I would, if he got a split finger with that straight fastball, it'd be like a ghost fork. It'd be like, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be able to cover it. They wouldn't be able to stay on the velocity and really cover that split finger like Maeda did to them last night.
Here's an overlay of Hunter Greene's splitter and fastball, and you can see the drop on that splitter. It's an important pitch for him because I don't think he's a great pronator, so a changeup isn't that good, and he clearly never trusted a changeup. A splitter you can throw with full aggression, throw it just like a heater, and it just drops. Greene faced Slade Ciccone, who had 2 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits. He had this painted fastball, and I love his K-jump, K-hop thing he's got going. Just give me more of those. Cal Quantrill had 5 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1 run. Had these fastballs, including this elevated fastball, this painted cutter, and splitter. And he faced Keaton Winn, who had 1 strikeout in 3 2/3 innings, giving up 7 runs. But he did have this filthy splitter, which I can't ignore. The Trap King, Eric Fetty, had 3 Ks in 6 scoreless innings. He had these sinkers and sweepers. And don't look now, but Fetty's got a 3 ERA. He's been really freaking good this year. Look for him to get traded to a team that needs pitching, because I think he's legit. He faced Ben Lively, who had 2 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this elevated 2-seamer and sweeper. Sonny Gray had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 6 runs. Gave up 3 home runs this game. He did have these sinkers and sweepers, but certainly not an epic Sonny Gray performance. He faced Tobias Myers, who had 6 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 1 run. Tobias sounds kind of like an Amish farmer or something. Hey, Tobias, you done with the crops? And the Amish farmer had these fastballs and curveballs. Michael Wacha had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. Wacha threw a flock of flames with these mid-90s fastballs, as well as this nasty changeup. Faced Reed Detmers, who had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 6 runs, and had these sliders and changeups. Ronel Blanco had 5 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had this fastball, changeup, and sliders. And I'm telling you, in the back of my mind, I kept waiting for Ronel to implode. It looks like he's a legit pitcher, man. He looks really good. Over and over again, he is not disappointing. Faced Marcus Stroman, who had 5 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs. Stroh had this nasty sinker to Bregman, this slider for a sword. And then here's an overlay of his sinker and slider, and you can see why that combination is nasty. I also love this. I usually don't feature home runs, but check out this nonchalant home run call by Michael Kay. I thought this was excellent.
Payoff. Well, that didn't need the win. 1-0 Astros.
And Ninja, that game actually brings us our dong of the day. As much as it pains me to give it to a Yankee 2 days in a row, Aaron Judge forced my hand with this one, hitting the longest dong of the season by abusing this ball 473 feet. It actually tied the longest dong with the fish man, Mike Trout, who had this 473-foot hammer earlier this season. But this absolute mass job is your dong of the day, Ninja.
My filthiest starting pitcher of the day yesterday was Pablo Lopez. Pablo had 10 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. And his 2-seamer that broke 17 inches, these changeups and wicked curveballs. He had 4 whiffs on his curveball and 5 on his changeup. I thought his curveball looked outstanding, though. It was really filthy, picking up a bunch of Ks on it. He outdueled Logan Gilbert, who had 4 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 8 runs, a very uncharacteristic Logan Gilbert outing. Gilbert did have these sliders and curveballs, though. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Brian Abreu had these sliders and picked up a sword. Fernando Cruz had this fastball and splitter. Kevin Ginkel had these sliders. Josh Hader had this heater. Tim Herron had these curveballs and fastball. And honestly, he should have struck out the side this game, except Angel Hernandez ruled this a foul tip. And you tell that Brian Ramos knew he did not foul this ball off, started walking to the dugout, and Angel's like, "Where are you going? You fouled it off. Come on back." And he ended up grounding out. Jared Koenig had this fastball and changeup. Michael Kopech had this overpowering heater. Jordan Leisure had this slider and 97-mile-an-hour heater. Again, a lot of heat for a guy named Leisure. Ron Marinaccio had this sweeper. Dennis Santana had this filthy pitch timer K. I mean, it doesn't get much nastier than that. Paul Sewald had this fastball and sweeper. Josh Staumont had this fastball and sliders. And Luke Weaver had these nasty changeups. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day, I'm only going to go with 3. There weren't a lot of pitchers in action yesterday, and frankly, wasn't all that filthy. But I'm going to give number 3 to Hunter Greene on his splitter because I think this is a huge step in Hunter Greene's development. At number 2, I'm going to give it to Hobie Milner for this sweeper and sword. And at number 1, Pablo Lopez for these curveballs.
We all respect the integrity of if there wasn't five great pitches, we can't just go give it to any old Tom, Dick, or Harry out there. You gotta earn the top 5.
Absolutely. And now my pitching engine moment of Zen. I love myself some Bark at the Park, but this guy took it one step further. He has a dog shirt with his dog next to him. It's badass, man. Kind of.
In a way.
My picks of the day today are a 4-leg same-game parlay plus. I'm going to take a same-game parlay of Tyler Glasnow for 6 Ks or more and Michael King for 5 Ks or more. And then add in Ranger Suarez for 5 Ks or more and Andrew Abbott for 5 Ks or more. And top it off with my Pitching Ninja profit boost of 30% for any same-game parlay plus of 3 legs or more. What would your picks of the day be?